David, our son, is 37 years old. One of my favourite names for him is Mr. Mischief. That's because he loves Mr. Men and he's full of mischief. He is usually lively and full of fun. He doesn't use many words to communicate. He lives independently with support. He has a severe learning disability and is autistic. When I heard from Wrexham Social Services about the trial of MultiMe, I was delighted, as I had been looking for something like this for years. As a parent, I get fed up of having to repeat information about David endlessly for different professionals. I have always wished there was something where everything could be kept safely together, easily updated and easily shared with the right people. So I signed us up for the project, and I am very glad I did. On this slide, you can see David's page and how to get to the different sections of his MultiMe. I will only have time to tell you about his wiki, his diary, and his circle. The wiki is where David can tell people about things that he likes and doesn't like, his strengths and weaknesses, and other things about him as a person. We can also help him to explain all sorts of other things people might need to know about him. Everything within the wiki can be personalised to the individual. In each section, you can add slides with photos or videos. If a picture tells 1,000 words, then a video clip tells 1,000 more. You can also add audio descriptions as well as text, so you don't have to read things out for David. So the wiki brings David's person-centred plan to life and introduces you to him as a person. This has been especially important during the COVID-19 pandemic, when people have not been able to visit David. He will be getting a new support provider soon. People from the new provider are getting to know him and his abilities and needs from his wiki. I will tell you about a couple of things in the wiki in more detail. David is moving soon, so I've made a section here about the house he's in now, about the new flat, and about packing all his things into a van to take them from his house to the flat. I also made a book about it, which I read to him on video. He's been to see the flat a couple of times, so we took photos and videos of the visits and added them to this section of the wiki. As long as somebody helps him to access his wiki, David can look at these things again and again. We are pretty sure that he now understands most things about his forthcoming move. Another very important section here is what's called David's communication passport. This is something that tells you what David says or does, what he might mean, and how you should respond. There are special ways he can tell you and show you if he is happy, sad, angry, etc. So, for example, if David comes up to you with a big smile on his face and sings, "Gonny no, Gonny no, Gonny no, no," it means that he wants you to sing the Mr. Sneeze song. He will expect you to know all the words. We have a paper version of the communication passport, but the wiki version is so much better. For this example, I've attached the link to this song on YouTube, so that if you don't happen to know it, you can just click on the link and YouTube will sing it for you. We couldn't get David to show you all these special ways he has of communicating, so here one of his support workers imitates him while David watches him and has a good laugh. So that's the wiki in a nutshell. This is David's diary. Here you can put a little bit about what David has done each day with photographs and videos, and he can share this with members of his circle. When he moves, I'm hoping his staff team will put things in here regularly for David so that we can see what he's been up to. We love to get news about him, and this is an easy way for staff to let us know how he is getting on. Here you can see some of the people in David's circle. There are friends, relatives, and professionals. I can manage the circle members so that some can see everything in David's MultiMe and some can only see certain parts. Here you can see people reacting to things in David's diary. Charlie very kindly did a Zoom training session for the circle members, and several of them came along to find out a bit more. We had a great session. There's a photo of that on this slide. Now that I'm getting the hang of using Zoom a bit more, I will use parts of David's Multi-Me when we have meetings of David's iTeam Circle, which Mark John Williams has helped us to set up, again as part of the North Wales Learning Disability Transformation Team project. I have had some lovely feedback from a member of David's Multi-Me Circle. He said, "It has given me an extremely good glimpse into the actualities of his life. It is clear that David is an extraordinary man who has had a really good stab at normal life, and it was quite an emotional experience watching the videos and looking at the pictures. This chap has been a family friend for many years, but this was his first insight into the life of an adult with a learning disability. So Multi-Me is a great way to raise awareness too." What are my hopes and dreams for the future of Multi-Me for David? Well, first, as I said at the beginning, I really hope that this does become a place where everything that is important about David is kept, and that David, his family, friends and professionals will be able to access it as appropriate. I hope that his new provider will use it, not just to keep us informed about what David is doing, but they will also keep his wiki up to date, put things on there to help him learn new skills, and so on. For David, this is particularly relevant. He has lots of obsessions. If you try to show him pictures on paper or card or in a file, he will, quite understandably, think they are his and collect them all up and put them where he thinks they should go. Currently, this place is all over his bedroom floor. With Multi-Me, he can fully engage with things, but he can't collect them all up and they won't get dog-eared or lost. Finally, I hope that once I have put all the information onto Multi-Me that I feel David needs from us as his family to give to all the professionals who are involved in his care, I will be able to take a step back and that Multi-Me will benefit David for years to come.